Thank you very much, QuickShot. I am, of course, joined by Lulex, now in the second place H2K squad. Congratulations on your victory. But first, I wanted to ask you a little bit about your game plan, because you guys always seem to execute it exceptionally well. How does that happen?
Well, honestly, it's just a lot of practice. Like at the beginning of the spring split, I think that strategically we're not really strong, but I mean, week after week with Proli helping us, I think, yeah, we become really strong strategically.
So a big part of it is Proli. I wanted to ask you guys, too, something that he's not really able to get involved in. When you make those plays, it's Kassin going in, it's you diving in, and everyone just seems really in synchronization. What are your comms like? Who's the person who's making those calls?
Oh, it's usually the one engaging. Like, let's say Kassin is about to hit a hook, he's going to tell us, and then we're all ready to go.
Wow, so it just kind of varies from person to person. All right, I really like that, actually. Another thing I wanted to ask you about is your item builds, because we've seen, obviously, in the jungle, most junglers have had a really set path, except Rek'Sai. We've seen Warrior on some, we've seen Cinderhulk on others. What is your take on the difference, and why do you prefer one over the other?
Honestly, on Rek'Sai, it's just what you want. Like, if you snowball early game, going for Warrior Enchantment is fine, because then you get a lot of damage and some CDR, but if you don't get early kills, then just play it safe and go for Cinderhulk and just be tanky and at least be useful in teamfight.
It's a nice thing to have multiple ways to go, multiple paths to go. So with that, you guys are second place. Congratulations on that one. You can go ahead and join your team as we're ready to wrap this one up. We're going to send it back over to the analyst desk. So guys, take it away and close out the day.
Thank you so much. His team is invisible. He's still going to join him. They're backstage after that win.
They're celebrating.
They're celebrating, indeed, as they should, because what an incredibly strong showing from H2K once again. And, well, you said it as well as the cast we were reiterating here. Well, after the lane swap, there wasn't really a lot that Copenhagen Wolves could do.
Yeah, I think the lane swap was really smart, like to counter the Ryze. Ryze had like 15 CS at 8 minutes when Nar had 45, and Caitlyn as well, like outside of laning phase for the next 10 or 15 minutes. She has this like power hole. She's about as useful as nipples on a man. So they just grouped and used the advantage, get all the outer turrets really fast.
Yeah, let's not go into the debate of usefulness of nipples, but yeah, for the other points, I definitely agree there. It's a beautiful analogy there. But yeah, keeping the Ryze down was crucial for H2K to win this game, and then they snowballed it. They kept Freeze down. He got a CS lead early, but then they eventually said, well, you're not farming for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, there's very few teams in the European LCS that are as good at the macro game than H2K. I think you could put a very strong argument for saying they are the best macro team in summer so far.
Yeah, and I feel that it is very, very interesting looking how the standings are, well, going right now. I'd love to get them up on the screen because, as said, Fnatic is still undefeated up there. But very interesting what is developing beyond that, because first we said so many middle-of-the-table teams, but it seems to me that one of them is going to have to step up to be that only middle-of-the-pack team. And what is going to happen on the top, Crepo?
Well, I'm just looking at Gambit is suddenly in 5th place again, 3 and 4, and then 2 weeks ago, everybody's like, yeah, Gambit's done. It's not working.
Maybe we're saying they might turn it around.
Yeah, well, we said that hopefully, you know, a complete mirror of last split as well. Just had troubles coming into the first week, you know, no internet, no coach. Eventually they get a coach and like, all right, it's looking better. Second week, even better. And yeah, everybody else is dropping the ball a lot. I feel there's a lack of progression in a lot of these teams.
I definitely find there's a big variance in teams' performances, especially when you look at the teams from sort of 4th through 10th, 5th through 10th. Every single game, you could argue it's different people on stage because there's such a different set of abilities and calls and champions. So I definitely think things are still stabilizing, but you've got a very clear top 3 and then everyone else.
Yeah, super, super interesting. With today's games on the books, though, let's see how they'll impact your fantasy team. It really depends on whether or not you have Reckless, who scored 8 kills and 9 assists without a single death to earn a total of 33 points, the highest of any player today. He said himself, hey, I don't think I was carrying, but it does look like it.
Yeah, well, behind every great AD carrier, however, is a fantastic support player, and definitely so in Yellow Star. He kept Reckless alive in so many fights every time, you know, Flash Monsoon, and then, yeah, Reckless, if he has the safety, if he feels comfortable in his team and he has the people around him that he trusts, he is not afraid to go aggressive, and he can start hopping forward, and he played phenomenally well, but I really feel Fnatic just was a team effort, and that eventually manifested in yeah, the 8-0-7 score that he ended up finishing the game with.
Yeah, Reckless is exactly the kind of player, like when he has a strong team around him, he can perform really well, which we didn't see in Elements. But back in Fnatic when we were actually really good.
I'm done. See you.
he was really good when we were performing as well.
Yeah, fantastic commentary there.
Yeah. Well, anyway, you guys mentioned as well, it's the team around them. Also, Yellow Star, well, the Fnatic AD carry, he was busy topping the leaderboards, but his duo partner, Yellow Star, was making the big plays against Origin. We have a tweet from @therush writes, "Whoa, Yellow Star's shield and Monsoon over the wall to save Reckless was absolutely godlike. Here's your LCS big play of the day."
Where can Reckless get away? He's been stunned up. Niels is going to be able to get one reply. And Yellow Star keeps him alive. Monsoon!
In the bottom right of your screen, Yellow Star here, shield. And Monsoon knocks Niels back, so that's a displacement crowd control effect. In addition to that, it heals Reckless enough for him to escape.
Oh.
I think that was fantastic. It was great to watch. I do think there is one person that's one-up that today, and it's Cyanide with his LCS big word play of the day, because this is just a fantastic end to Thursday.
Yeah. No, but more attention. Anyway, of course, there's more LCS on tap tomorrow when we'll get going with H2K Gaming versus Roccat. H2K will take on Giants, followed by the Wolves versus Fnatic. Any special matchup you're keeping your eye on? I like SK versus Roccat, our very first game of the day. SK finally with a win up there, and Roccat, well, Mr. Rallis still has something to prove in that lineup, maybe still gelling.
Yeah, I think tomorrow it's very important to note how well the bottom of the table teams perform. We don't have any massive marquee top of the table defining bouts. So with that in mind, we get to see another shot, another chance of these teams who have been struggling in summer and see whether or not they can stabilize.
Yeah, it's developing very interestingly. You guys are giving each other the eyes. What's going on there? Anyway, as always, the action begins on Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Summertime. That is 9 a.m. Pacific. Until then, it's about time that we go back to base and get ready for tomorrow's games. A big thanks to Cyanide for helping out on the desk.
Thank you, Cyanide.
Thank you so much.
Quality insight.
And on behalf of myself, a quick shot, Crepo, and the entire LCS team, thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you on Friday, same time, same place.
The teams that